transaction between the self and the body. I am the one who decides what instruction is to be given to the body, when it is to be given, whenever I think it is important for me. Similarly, many sensations are going on in the body, but I choose to read only those sensations which are important for me at any particular given time. So I am the decision maker in this entire transaction. Then we went on to step 4, where we were trying to look at this reading of the sensation in more detail. So when I am reading this sensation that is taking place in the body, I asked that question, am I the sensation that I am reading? Am I in the sensation that I am reading? Or am I separate from the sensation? And this too has been discussed for the past couple of days, that I am not the sensation, neither am I in the sensation. There is a distinct separation between me and the sensation, and therefore I can read it. So I can read the sensation that is taking place in any part of the body from where I am. And I can read it because there is a distance between me and the sensation, or there is a separation between me and the sensation. Hence, we can say there is a separation between the self and the body. These two entities are not hardwired or bound to each other. Therefore, I am not bound to read any sensation from the body. I have a choice in reading the sensation. Many a times we may have noticed, and many of you have given several examples of how you could see that you choose to read certain sensations over others. You give priority based on whatever you think is important. And when doing that, you don't even notice many of the sensations that are there. That can only be possible if you are not bound to that. You are not within that. You are not that, but you are distinct, separate from that. So all this was discussed, and our home assignment also was the same as day before, that we were to pay attention to various sensations in the body, like pain, like itching, like the sensation of heat, the sensation of cold, tingling, numbness, hunger, thirst, and so on. And when you pay attention to any of the sensations, you could ask these questions. Are you the sensation? Are you in the sensation, or are you separate from the sensation? So we were to observe this throughout the day yesterday. And if you have any sharings regarding this, or even if there is some question, some doubt in any of this, we can share it now. Baliji Reddy.
Namaskar, madam. Namaskar to all.
Namaste.
Madam, yesterday's exercise first step, first point, observe the various sensations. I observed the pain, itching, etc. Due to Diwali crackers, I was wounded.
Mhm.
That's why that pain I can sense. So first point is observe. Yes, I observed. Second point, pay attention to any one of these sensations and check. Are you the sensation? What I learned, I am not the sensation. Are you the sensation? No, I am not the sensation. And are you separate from the sensation? Yeah, I am separate from the sensation. All these three things I learned only. Because the last one you wrote, observe this for various sensations throughout the day to day. So yes, among them, this regarding this, the answer for the second point, I learned why I'm saying because even though I learned I am not the sensation, but I am affected from it. That's why I have not clearly understood, even though I am not the sensation. How can I know I am not the sensation? Unless and until I observe perfectly. So, this is my first doubt, madam. First observation. Second is, suppose the same pain when I focus my attention, then only I feel it. So, in the meanwhile, what happens to it? So, where am I?
Mhm.
So, when I am not aware, where am I? When I am aware and I want to read, where am I? So, these are the two questions, madam. Please kindly guide me.
Very interesting, you know. Have you ever noticed that if you open the fridge and the fridge has a light,
Madam.
so you open the door of the fridge, you see the light. When you close the door of the fridge,
It
you
will be
wonder
closed.
whether the light is on or off inside.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
you
like
can't
it,
see.
if we observe, just then I can observe it's off.
Interesting thing is that you can notice this, that when you are busy with some sensation, you are just not aware of the other sensation, isn't it?
Really, madam.
So, what does that mean? I am now totally identified with that sensation. Possible?
Yeah, yeah.
That is one possibility, isn't it? For
Mm,
example, when you were totally identified with your imagination, you couldn't see yourself as separate or distinct from that imagination. You couldn't see that distance between you and the imagination. You thought
yeah,
you were only this imagination. Isn't it?
really,
So
madam.
is only this is not obviously because now I can see this as distinct. Observing, you see
Mm,
within yourself.
yeah,
Now, to see in the body also, you can notice that so many sensations are there. Right now, if I ask you to pay attention to, say, your left index finger, if I say, so everybody focus on the tip of your left index finger. You keep focusing there for some time, you will notice some sensation there. We can all do this and see.
I'm sorry, madam. The last sentence you were guiding.
Yeah. So
My
if you pay attention to your left index finger tip,
okay.
pay attention to it.
Mm,
Keep paying attention to the left index finger tip.
okay.
Do you notice any sensation there?
There's some small.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Yeah.
tension
So it
feeling.
was always there,
Mm,
isn't it? But you did not notice it. Now, when I asked you to pay attention, you can notice it,
mm,
isn't it? So, like this, you can notice, supposing you have an itching somewhere, right? In some part of the body. But at that time, you were going to itch it, but you tripped. on something and now you have pain in the other foot. Now your attention is drawn to the pain in the other foot. Did this itching sensation go away? Or did I draw my attention away from it and now I am paying attention to something that seems more important to look at immediately? So we can observe all these things, isn't it?
Really, really, madam. I
Yeah.
got more clarity.
Yes.
So the second question, madam, where am I?
Where are you? You are there only. You are also in space, body is also in space.
So
There is a distinct separateness between you and the body. Therefore, you are not bound to read these sensations, but you do have a sense of responsibility towards the body.
mm,
So you read the sensations that you think are important. See, whether you have understanding or whether you lack understanding, in either case, you still pay attention to those sensations that you think are important,
mm,
isn't it?
really,
If one lacks understanding, one pays attention to those sensations that give happiness, even though it is momentary, isn't it?
yeah,
When you have more understanding, then you pay attention to those sensations that you feel are important for nurturing the body, for protecting the body, for rightly utilizing the body. And so you pay attention to those sensations but ignore many others because you don't feel the necessity to read each and every sensation. At other times, you may notice that you are not paying attention to any of the sensations. You're just busy with your own thoughts. You may be lost in your own imagination at that time, isn't it?
yeah,
So, all these possibilities are there, isn't it? Does
yeah,
that
yeah.
answer your question?
Yeah, suppose when I imagine a particular tree or a person, so
Mhm.
am I there or being here? I can, what can I say? Know it.
Well, when you say when I imagine,
Hmm.
that means you are not really using any sensation because for your imagination, you don't need to use any sensation in the
Yeah, yeah,
body,
yeah, yeah, madam.
isn't it?
Just,
So even if you close your eyes, you can imagine anything that you have seen earlier.
at that point, where am I, madam?
You are there only where you
Okay,
are.
okay, 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 okay. So in the body only.
Yeah, I mean, associated with the body.
Yeah, yeah.
Rather than say in the body, I would rather prefer to say associated with the body.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is
Clear,
that okay?
madam. More clarity. I got more clarity because very difficult now, madam. It seems very simple, but very difficult.
Yes, yes, absolutely. The more you explore, in
More
fact,
clear.
leaf
Recording in
is
progress.
absorbing the sunlight. All these processes are happening. No?
Yeah,
How the roots are going into the ground, taking only what they need, leaving what they don't need.
One
Recording in
sentence here.
progress.
Yes, please.
So in this wound also, what I have observed, the body is not in healthy position. That's why, even though it is not consciousness, it is able to send the sensation. uh, Means how self-organized it is. That's what I observed, madam. Is it right, or may kind guide me?
Yeah, certainly it is a self-organized unit.
Yeah, madam.
All units, we talked about that, that being in space, all units are self-energized, they are
Mm-hmm.
self-organized, they recognize their relationship with every other unit and fulfill that relationship in a definite manner.
Yes, madam. And I observed here, because it is a physical entity, it is not a consciousness unit. It is unable to solve its problem. That's why it the self-organization design makes it send the sensation so that the consciousness unit, which can solve the problem, the self, can sense it and cure it. So how the self-organization is designed, like that I observed, madam. Is it correct, or kind guide me?
Here also you can explore, is the body sending me that sensation or the sensation is taking place in the body, just like many
Yeah.
sensations are.
Sensation is taking place because it is unable to send. Its
Yeah.
design itself makes it makes the sensation comes out.
Comes out as in it is there,
Ah,
but I'm the one who decides when to
to
pay
read.
attention, when not to pay attention. It's like that example we take of the football player. You know,
Ah.
a football player, while playing, many a time you may have seen in a match or something,
Hmm.
soccer player, no? They get wounded on the shins sometimes if they're not wearing a shin guard or something. Very often
Hmm.
wounded on the shin. Now, while playing, the player may not
Hmm.
notice this at all. Why? Because his attention is on making the goal, isn't it?
Yes, madam.
So he is paying attention to that. He is running, he is doing everything just like before. Do we mean to say that the sensation was not there? Or was it that the sensation was there? The wound is there, the blood is flowing, all that is happening. But he is not aware of it because for him, the important thing right now is I must make the goal. I must make the goal. And once the goal is made and the whistle blows, then his attention is drawn to this pain sensation in the shin and he notices, oh, I have a wound here, isn't it?
Really, madam.
Another example in tradition is, Arjuna, when he was asked to look at a bird in the tree
Hmm.
and aim his arrow at that and shoot.
She's only the eye.
Yeah. His master asked him, what do you see? He said, I only see the eye of the bird because that was his aim, to hit the arrow right at that eye. So he noticed only that part and nothing else around. But do we mean to say that the sensation was not there? So many images were forming
Yeah.
in the eye, but he could notice only that. We are doing this every day, isn't it? You
Yeah.
go outside and you look at the sunrise, and it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful sun that is rising up on the horizon. You notice the sunrise, but very often you may not notice that there are so many other trees, birds, animals around here and there. Your eyes are focused on the sunlight, the sunrise, or I should say, you have given the instruction to the body to look in that direction. Even in that direction, so many images are being formed in the eyes, but you tend to pay attention to only the sunrise. This is why when you take a picture with a camera, now it doesn't seem to have the same impact. Even though it is capturing that whole image that was falling on your eye. Why? Because now it has given equal importance to everything. So it is showing everything in that frame. But for you, what was special was the sunrise, and your focus was largely on that. Have you
Very
noticed?
nice, madam. Very nice.
Yeah.
Difference between consciousness and the physical entity, material unit.
Yeah. Okay.
Nowadays, AI cameras are also coming. Wherever we focus, just like consciousness, it will see only that.
Yes.
However, we
But
have to give that.
ah, don't forget that we are the ones who are
Yeah, yeah.
making. Yeah. Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
madam.
Thank you.
Very nice example you gave, madam. Thank you very much. And I improved the clarity also.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very
Suryakant.
much. Thank you very much, madam. Namaskar.
Namaste. Suryakant ji.
Yeah, namaste, Didi,
Namaste.
and namaste to everyone. Didi, my question is that whatever the things are happening or happened, are they due to what we call sanchit karm, or it is what the decision what we take?
If you look at it carefully, it is the same thing. So, what is coming before me now, right, is, what we say, in terms of sanskars. You have certain sanskars as of now, isn't it? We have certain acceptances, we have certain beliefs, we have assumed some things, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is all
yes,
your sanchit karma only. Some action you took in the past, perhaps, some experience you went through in the past, because of which you thought of things in a certain way. And that is embedded somewhere deep inside you. Now, whenever the environment is suitable for it, it will surface again. So, it was a decision you took in the past. It is coming before you now, right?
yes,
Now,
Didi.
you are, so when you took that decision earlier, that time you were free to take your decision. You took whatever decision. Now the result is there before you, right? You don't have any choice in the matter. The result is there before you. But even now, you are free to make a choice now what to do with this in front of you.
Yes,
So
yes.
that you
Happens,
choose
yes.
the way you,
Or sometimes what
isn't it?
happens, a person to a
Mm.
coma.
Mhm.
Or some accidents happens where probably the mistake may not be the person who met with an accident.
Mhm.
So if we look these all examples, maybe I think our decision may not be 100% responsible. What I feel, Devi. Please.
Yeah. So if you look at things, now, for example, let me just take one example. Things are happening as per the laws. Okay. It may not be my conscious decision. Even today, you know, right now, we are taking many decisions unconsciously, isn't it? For example, simple thing. It may not be with you, but in general, just to take a gross example to exemplify this. Supposing for Diwali, I ate lot of sweets. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, now I am having some trouble 2, 3 days later. Okay. I have pain in the stomach or whatever. The sweet was not so good in terms of the health of the body, whatever happened. Today, I have a stomach pain. Now, if I don't correlate these two things, then I can also complain that, oh my God, I have this stomach pain, and God, why is God punishing me with this pain? And all of this I can say that I didn't do anything. Why I am having this? I am suffering this. So even now, see what I did 2, 3 days back is having an impact now. But even now, I am free to do something about it. Either I can sit and complain and cry about it and feel miserable and suffer it, or I can see what to do. Okay, it's here. Now it's taking place. Now what to do? So I can sort of, um, see what needs to be done to bring the body back in harmony and take steps to do that. So the pain has come as a consequence of my action in the past. But whether I suffer the pain or not, that is entirely up to me.
Yes, yes, Devi. That is okay.
That is clear, right? Now,
Yeah.
if you look at the journey that we are seeing one small part of the journey. You said newborn baby. You think the baby didn't have
Yeah.
a past? The baby did have a past. The body has just been born. What about the self?
Yeah. It may
Self
be
is
coming
continuing.
from past.
Exactly. If you look at a TV serial today, you may think, oh, so many unfair things are happening to this person. But you don't know what happened 10 episodes back, isn't it? How can you say that? Perhaps if you saw the serial right from the beginning, from the first day, you would say, ah, this person, okay, this happened. That is a consequence of what this person had done earlier, or whatever. That possibility, at least, we should not let go of, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. Means there is also a past impact.
Yeah, why not? See, the self is on a continuous journey. Do you think it is just by chance that some people are born in one kind of environment, another person is born in a different kind of environment? So, certainly, decision of the self may be involved, but it has to be in line with the natural laws. Now, if I decide I want to fly and I jump out the window, I can't fly because it is against the natural laws. So, the natural laws are working. In accordance with the natural laws, whatever I do, decision I take, the consequence happens, isn't it?
Yes, yes, Devi. Yes.
So, if I decide I want to have a feeling of opposition right now, I am free to do that. Nothing stops me. But after that, if I want to be happy with that, that is not up to me. That is the law. That if I have a feeling of opposition within me, I am bound to be unhappy. That is a law. So I can't change that. So I am free to make my decisions, but in accordance with the laws that are governing, that are in place, right? So it is
Yes,
important
yes.
to understand everything in the existence. Yes.
Yes, yes, Didi. Thank you, Didi. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Pramod Kumari ji.
Namaste, Devi.
Namaste.
Namaste to all the co-explorers. Yes, I observed about various sensations taking place in the body. So,
Mhm.
I sensed a mosquito bite. I aced it. It again happened, but I did not pay any attention, and it went away. And while doing kitchen work, I sensed this slight backache. I read and thought because of journeying or for because sitting for a long time, it might have happened. So I ignored it and started doing my work again. And in the classroom, I just have this very sensation to sit for a few while, but self does not signal it. So I did not respond to it, and it again went away. And but in severity of pain, it seems I am in the sensation. If it is a toothache, very severe, then the complete attention, the self shifts complete attention there. Like once I went for teeth treatment, and I would fear a lot at the tools of a dentist. But after getting experience from one of my family members, and I get assured that there is no such pain to be felt, then I went for teeth treatment and made up my mind that I won't shriek unless it is a great pain. So I fully cooperated, and I did not really feel any pain, and it now it is very normal for me, like going for a treatment. So I just observe that I am different from sensation. It is up to me how much I pay attention to it.
Exactly. Very true.
Yeah.
I'll give you a small example, a
Yeah.
similar example.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that if you had to inject a needle into you, would it be painful?
Yes.
Yes. So, as a pediatrician, I used to see many children for
Yeah.
vaccinations. Hmm?
Yes,
And many
Didi.
of these children were very frightened to begin with. So, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, they wouldn't want to
Yes.
sit still for an injection.
Yes.
And believe me, I did not ever give any injection without letting the person know that I am going to be giving an injection. So it was never taking them by surprise. I always told them, and you would think that they will not allow it. But what I used to do is, I used to tell them that if you pay attention to what I am saying and you do what I am saying, you will not feel the pain. So they would cooperate with me, and I would tell them, look at me. Now take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And I would keep maintaining eye contact with them and asking them to do that. And while they were busy doing that, I would give the injection. And most of the time, 99% of the time, they would be like, oh, it's over. I didn't even feel it.
Recording in progress.
Time I won't shriek. And really, he did not shriek while he injected.
True.
Yes. Thank you, Didi. It's really observing and just doing these assignments. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ganesh Ravindra ji.
Namaste, Didi.
Namaste.
Namaste. So, while the discussion with co-explorers were going on, at that time I was listening very carefully to the discussion, and at the same time, some thought of my friend, it has appeared into. I got the thought about my friend, and that was uncomfortable. But I decided to uh, give the attention to the discussion, and I did that, and that thought has disappeared. So my question is, what about that thought which
Yeah.
was interrupting me during the discussion? This
Yes.
is the uh, yes. Uh, I have one more question consecutive to this. So may I ask?
Um, yeah. Actually, we'll need to move forward. Maybe I can answer this question. Then we will
Yes,
move
yes.
forward, and then we'll come back to you. And Prashantji has also raised his hand.
Ji,
Okay.
ji, ji, ji.
So if you look at this, you said the thought disturbed me.
Hmm,
In fact, this thought was important for you, therefore, you brought it up within you,
ji,
isn't it?
hmm,
Somewhere you felt uncomfortable. So if
ji,
you go back and check the feeling, perhaps a feeling behind the thought was one that is not naturally acceptable to you. Therefore, you were
ji,
uncomfortable with that thought. Now,
ji,
you got distracted with something else. Now you have put it behind somewhere inside. But of course, it is still there and it will surface again whenever you are not distracted so much with other things. Again, you will bring up that thought because you are not resolved within. So
ji,
ultimately, you have to resolve that issue. How will we resolve? By this method that we are doing, this could be one way, isn't it? You pay attention to what is going on in the imagination. You notice the feeling behind it. If you think that this feeling, or if you are able to notice whether this feeling is naturally acceptable or not naturally acceptable, you see what is naturally acceptable to you. And as you keep exploring this, you will find that behind that feeling is some assumption that is driving that feeling. So we will correct the assumption also. Make sure that that is in line with my natural acceptance. So in this process, we are slowly resolving ourselves. If you do not resolve yourself, then sooner or later these things will keep coming up because the thought is being driven by the feeling is being driven by the belief or the assumption. Okay?
ji, ji,
Yeah.
ji, ji.
Yes. So
Thank you. Thank
I would like to just open up step 5,
you.
maybe do little 5-minute observation, then we'll come back to you and Prashantji. Okay?
Ji, 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 ji.
Thank you. Let's go to step 5. Yes. So the interaction of the self with the body and the world outside. So far in exercise 1, we were looking at the self. In exercise 2, now we were talking about the interaction of the self with the body. And now we will also be looking at the world outside. So if you look at the sensations in the body, we were talking of sensation, reading the sensation. So what are the sources of these various sensations that are taking place in the body? One source of sensation could be the behavior of another person outside. So that has some impact on the body, right? So somebody is saying something, the sound of the words is reaching my body, right? Because of that, there could be some sensation in the body. That could be one source. Similarly,
Recording in progress.
there are several events happening within the body.
Recording in progress.
Body has some disharmony in it. But I am the one who suffers the pain in the head. Or a rapid heartbeat. When you get angry, you notice your heart beating very rapidly fast, uncomfortably fast. So I am the one who feels that sensation, and I find it uncomfortable. Of course, it is disrupting harmony in the body. Or doesn't feel I read that this would be another source. Then you can also notice there is imagination going on within me, right? And this imagination you may not could acting. For example, we were just talking about rapid heartbeat. So rapidly, uncomfortably beating heart, right? I mean, I refer to it as whatever, palpitation or a uncomfortable feeling in me, but, or an uncomfortable impact of the sensation. But in the body doesn't become uncomfortable with it. For the body, it is a disharmony in the body, right? So these four sources of sensation may be there. Some impact of another human being, their behavior, reaching my body, a physiochemical change outside that is having some impact on the body, leading to sensation, events taking place in the body, like digestion is happening, circulation is happening. Because of that, there are sensations. And of course, imagination going on within me, leading to some impact on the body. So all these sources of sensation can be there. Now, we don't have that much time. For 5 minutes, we will try to observe the various sensations taking place in the body. Just for 5 minutes, then we'll come back to Prashantji and go back to the question answers. Pay attention to. Now we can come back to some of the questions. Yes, Prashantji.
Ji Didi, namaste, namaste. Good morning, all of you. Didi, very nice discussion today in morning from 5:30. Really, it is based upon the sensation, and these are the four sources. So today I'm again, as usual, out of Nagpur, 50 kilometers on the farmhouse, and the sensation of this cold is there. So all other my companions, wife, and all, they are saying that there is a cold, but I am not feeling the cold as usual. I am out in the farm and I am moving. So it is very clear from our today's discussion also the effect of the behavior of the others or whatever be the condition outside. So unless and until I decide to read these sensations, I am not reacting. Means I feel so there is no cold, so that's why there is no cold. There is though there is a cold. So this was a short, you can say, reflection, and really, so this is all depends upon our imagination. So whatever is the condition, if I believe or self is imagining, so it's a good thing, then it is the good thing. Gee, thank you, Dudi, for guiding us nicely. Namaste, namaste. Thank
Yeah,
you.
just one word of caution I will mention here.
Ji, ji,
That if we pay attention to the purpose of the sensation, no?
ji, ji,
The purpose of the sensation is what? So that we may, notice if that is something urgent, something that needs to be taken care of in the body, and we respond to that, isn't it?
ji,
As the self. So
ji,
supposing the weather becomes more cold,
ji.
when I notice that, then maybe I will take a sweater or some
Yeah,
warm.
shawl, exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Ji,
Yeah.
ji, yeah, ji. Thanks. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Dheeraj Kumar ji. Dheeraj Kumar ji. Ganesh Ravindra ji, you had some question remaining. You can put it forward now.
Ji Didi.
Ji.
So, yes, we were discussing about this giving attention to our discussion, and one thought has appeared in my mind, but I decided to concentrate on or give the attention to the discussion, so I did it. But
Mhm.
sometimes, let us say, if I'm going to do some important work, I am at my what we can say, uh, I am happy or I am at a calm position, but some thoughts are appearing in my mind. So in that case, I concentrate or give the attention to the work, and I'm not giving the attention to the thoughts which are uncomfortable to me. So is it okay? Because if those thoughts disappear, then they will remain unresolved.
Yeah. So do you think that's okay for you?
As a situation demands, it's okay. Suppose if I'm giving some presentation and some uncomfortable thought came into my mind, I just avoid it so that I
Yeah,
can
that's okay for now. Because see, it's like one tap is leaking, one say pipe has burst. Of course, you will fix that pipe first, isn't it? But
Hmm, hmm,
now, if you're, you need to do something right now, you will put everything aside because you have prioritized that this meeting is important, this talk is important for me. So you will
hmm,
focus on that and you will put aside everything else. But later, are we going to do something to resolve this thought, the feeling behind it, the belief behind it, the assumption behind it? Or are we going to leave it as is? If you leave it as is, again it will surface. Some other time you will bring it up, isn't it? And it will
hmm,
be a source of unhappiness. Like you mentioned, you became disturbed, isn't it?
hmm, hmm, hmm,
So if we are okay with that, we have been doing that.
hmm,
But if we want a permanent solution to this, then we have
hmm,
to resolve it, isn't it?
hmm, hmm.
So
Ji,
that
ji.
resolution process, this is what we are doing. So when you are calm and comfortable, at that time, if you're looking within
Mm. Mm.
and you keep paying attention to the imagination,
Mm.
you may not notice anything disturbing and you think you are fine. But
Mm.
when the situation comes up such that
Mm.
these kind of thoughts which are being driven by some beliefs that you already have,
Mm.
with that, these thoughts that are coming up now, they are disturbing you.
Mm.
So
Mm.
every time if you put it aside, it's going to pile up. This is what is
Mm.
happening. We have so
Mhm.
many sanskars which are not in line with natural acceptance that we
Mm.
don't pay attention to.
Mm.
So how will they get resolved if we keep
Mm.
putting them behind?
Mm.
Hmm?
Mm.
So ultimately
जी
we have to resolve those things.
जी जी
Yes.
जी
Okay.
जी जी नमस्ते
Thank you. Namaste. Baliji Reddy's hand is raised, but unfortunately time is up. So we will have to shift to the Hindi session. Ji, Sunil ji.
जी दीदी